to this month's edition of the SIS Education Series for Dynamics SL. My name is Dan Franklin, and I'd like to go ahead and get started. We're going to be really showing 5 different products today. The title of our webinar is called Keep Calm and Make Your Life Easy, with the Audit Trail, Quick Find, Credit Card Import, One-Time Vendor, and 1099 Vendor Accelerator. Welcome, everybody. Before we get started, I just want to talk just a few moments about SIS. We are a Microsoft Gold partner, and we were founded in 1996, just outside of Atlanta in Duluth, Georgia. We deliver business solutions that help project and service-driven companies unify business processes and applications across the enterprise, thus delivering better visibility and efficiency. As part of our product and service offering, we can do current state assessments, business process analysis, requirements and fit gap analysis, full software design, custom application development and deployment, both ERP and CRM implementations, rapid deployments for hub and spoke rollouts, and we handle both on-premise and cloud deployments. At any time throughout this webinar, please email info@sisn.com and we will get back to you and help you with any technical issues that you may have. There will be a question and answer session at the end. Use the question portion of the GoToWebinar tool to ask questions. And we are recording this webinar, so it will be sent out, a link will be sent out at the end to all attendees. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we do that, just real quick, Plumbline Consulting, who is our partner presenting today, is offering a 20% off discount on any on-prem product purchase throughout the end of November. And if you attend this, just for attending this webinar, you can receive this discount. Looks like it does exclude the year-end update and ACA connector, but everything else from Plumbline's menu, you get 20% off. Thank you. Our presenter today is Valerie Borak, and she's with Plumbline Consulting. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Valerie.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to see so many people attending today. I'm Valerie again from Plumbline Consulting, and I just wanted to, before we got the webinar started, I wanted to go over that year-end update package that Dan said or had mentioned wasn't included in the promotion, and this is just for anybody on SL 2011 or 2015. These versions of Dynamics SL are out of mainstream support, so at the end of this year, you will not receive the year-end update from Microsoft, and this year is a pretty large one having to do with 1099s. And so listed here are what's included in the year-end update. It's going to mimic what Microsoft puts out for SL 2018, but if you are on one of those versions that are not in mainstream support, you can purchase the year-end update from Plumbline through SIS. The prices are listed here. So we are just stressing that you guys, if you're on 2011 or 2015, that you don't wait until the end of December or the first week of January to reach out to SIS to purchase this package, because I know it's a rush at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, and everybody's super busy. So we are asking people to purchase ahead of time so that when the product release is out, usually in mid-December, you can just apply the package and all of the payment and everything is already made. So keep that in mind if this relates to you. All right. So today we're here to talk about some products to make your life easier. Now, if you have never heard of Plumbline, which I doubt, but if you haven't heard of us or don't know much about our product line, we have over 125 products for Dynamics SL, okay? They are all seamlessly integrate with SL. So they're gonna have the same lookup features, the same security features, things of that nature. They're all gonna sit on your SL menu, minus the audit trail that I'm gonna show you today, because that doesn't actually sit on your SL menu. But the screens on most of our products are going to look exactly like Dynamics SL, and they are all sold by your SL ID number or user count. So most of the products are SLID numbers. That means one product fits all. The ones that are not by the SLID number are, again, going to be the audit trail that we're going to show you today, and that's a tiered pricing based on your user count. We actually partner with FastPath to provide that, to provide the audit trail product to the SL community. So that's why the pricing is a little different for that product. But with that, I am going to take over the screen because I don't like presenting in slideshows if I don't have to. So I like to do live demos of the products. So we're going to come in here and we're going to find the right screen to share. And if anybody can give me a yes, you see my screen, that would be great. Either in the chat.
I see your screen, Valerie. It looks great.
Great. Thanks, Dan. So today we're going to start with Audit Trail, and this is a great product because auditing in SL, there is no SL audit tool built into the system, and a lot of people need to be able to either see who's making changes in their system, when they're making them, why they're making them, if maybe it's somebody who shouldn't be making them, if you have somebody who is always doing something incorrectly and you want to be able to track how many times these things are happening. This product gives you the capabilities to track everything going on within your SL system. Actually, you can track a lot of things, anything inside your SQL, but most what I'm showing you today is anything happening within your Dynamics SL. So it's data changes, okay? And with these data changes, you get to this product is twofold. You, on the screen I have in front of me, here we go. Oh, so this screen right here is our, triggers, okay? We're gonna create triggers. So for Audit Trail, you are able to go into all of the different tables in Dynamics SL. You open the table and then you choose what you want to track within that table. You also track whether you want to see inserted events, updated events, or deleted events, okay? So you can go into any of the tables, and as I scroll through the list, you can see there's a lot of tables in Dynamics SL. We're tracking all of them. We're also tracking any third-party product that is installed within Dynamics SL. So if you have Plumline's fixed asset module, it would be in here. It would be listed in here, and you could track changes to those modules. So you're able to track all the different changes, and I'm not gonna keep scrolling because you can see this list goes on and on forever. But what you're gonna do is once you've clicked on the different items that you want to track, you are going to generate your triggers, okay? And it's going to then tell the auditing system, go ahead and start tracking this information, okay? So you can't track what happened beforehand, you can only track what's moving forward. And once you have those triggers set up, as many as you want, you would then be able to go into the second portion of the product, which is called the GRC Studio. Okay, this portion of the product is meant for the user. The setting up the triggers is more of an admin type functionality, but this is more for people who want to view the data. If you want to set up emailing the specific reports to specific people, or if you just want to generate a report, okay? So out of the box, we're going to go to the Audit Trail. So out of the box, the product comes with multiple reports for you. And as you can see in this screen, the data is easily viewed. So say you wanted to see out of the box customer changes, okay? As you can see up here, you have the key field that was changed, the updated field, the event, what happened. Was it added, deleted, or corrected? Then you have the new value to what it was corrected by, the date, the time. Now, these fields or filters can be added, they can be moved around in the grid. You can view them however you would like. And we're going to go to this data change. This is the raw data that's coming over from those triggers. And you can actually create specific reports for the raw data and then have it emailed out. So say I wanted to have, let me go back. Say I wanted to have this, we're going to do customer report. Say I wanted to have this specific data. I wanted to have it emailed to somebody to receive, or to certain people to be able to view it and review it and point out, maybe you want this report sent to those specific people weekly or monthly, whatever you want. All you have to do is hit add to schedule. You get to create the schedule, you can name the report, and then you can go ahead and assign it to those people who you want to receive the report in their inbox. So you can easily take the data that you're tracking and have it moved over and emailed to specific people. The reports, you can create as many different types of reports. You can send specific data up from the raw data. You can maybe only send specific data to those customers or to those employees. So it has a lot of capabilities that are just generating and sending specific information to the correct people. All right. So with that, I meant to mention, if you have questions throughout the webinar on specific products, go ahead and enter it into the chat window so we can go ahead and get those questions answered for you. But overall, the product gives you the capability of viewing your data, creating what you want to view, and then either sending those reports out in an email or just generating those reports and storing them. There's also an archiving functionality so that the data gets archived, so you can keep it for however many years you need to keep it for, but you don't have it storing in your live database. So that is Audit Trail. Now we're going to switch over here. I'm going to close this out and we're going to go into regular Dynamics SL. So as you can see, this is my SL 2018. And I'm going to start with I'm going to go into the financials. And with these two products that I'm about to talk about, the one-time vendor and 1099 vendor accelerator. These products were created to make some processing in Dynamics SL a little easier for you. We can start out with a one-time vendor. So in Dynamics SL, you can't just create a one-time vendor. You have to go in and create a vendor for every transaction that you are trying to process. Well, with this system, we gave you the ability to create one-time vendors. And what that does is you would actually go into the vendor maintenance screen and generate a vendor called one-time. So I'm going to pull it up for you so you can see it. I probably should have done it this way. Here we go. So you come in here and you create the one-time vendor, okay? So this is going to allow you to generate one-time transactions under this specific vendor. Then you're also going to give you the ability to create categories or classes for your one-time vendors. So if you want to track these one-time transactions under different classes, like give me all my one-time transactions for food or travel or those different things, you can create that here. Okay. Then in the setup screen, you can also, wrong setup screen. Hold on, there we go. In the setup screen, you can assign class IDs. So you can say yes or no. 1099 use, you can say yes or no, and you can default the 1099 box settings for that. You can say yes or no, or you can choose from the pick list here. Okay, so that's all you have to do to set up the one-time vendor. And then what happens is when you are on the voucher and adjustment screen, you can either come from here or there's just the standard voucher and adjustment screen from AP. When you choose one-time here, when you choose the one-time vendor here, the customization will populate, and you can then put in the class that if you wanted to have that class to be able to sort and select by. You put in the actual one-time vendor transaction information, first, last, the remittance information, and then you also have that 1099 box default and such at the bottom, and you hit OK. And once you do that, this information will follow this transaction all the way through the process for you, not creating another vendor, but only storing the information under the one-time vendor. Now, if you wanted to look up, we have a one-time vendor inquiry screen. You could actually look up all of the transactions made through one-time vendor here. So this gives you an ability to, sort by transactions made for your one-time vendor. Very simple product. It saves a lot of time if one-time vendors are something that you do a lot of transactions with. So for people who do a lot of 1099 transactions, this product was created to give you the ability to do 1099 updates, whether for vendors or for vouchers in one screen. So we have here, the only really setup is you have exclusion accounts and exclusion sub-accounts. Anything you want to exclude here, you would list those accounts. And then you have two main screens. You have the 1099 vendor maintenance screen as well as the voucher screen. So we're going to talk about this 1099 vendor maintenance screen first. I'm going to put in a crazy date range because I don't know what data I have in here. So we're going to just pull from all sorts of data. But you can choose your vendor types, whether they're 1099 vendors or non-1099 vendors. You can choose the 1099 box numbers, and then you can load the grid, okay? And you're loading the grid here. This gives you the ability to update the grid directly from here. Choose the selected, you could do select all, and then update the columns, and then commit the changes. This then commits any change that you put in the box, and when you commit those changes, I believe we're going to have to do one so you can see this. When you commit those changes, it drops off the list for you. But that's all you have to do is hit commit changes. It will rebuild the vendor history for you as well and do a number of checks through the process. So or integrity data checks and such. So this is how you can update your 1099 vendor maintenance or 1099 vendor information. And then we also have where you can do, let's get that out of here. We also have where you can do your paid vouchers. So I'm going to put this percent sign in here because if you can enter a percent for all vendors, unless you know who you're looking for, you have a filter selection here. You can choose from the grid, and then you can set all 1099 boxes to be a specific selection here. So depending on what you're looking to do, you can choose what to apply it to. And again, scroll all the way to the end, make your changes, choose what you want to select, and then commit those changes. So you're able to do all your 1099 changes in one place. That seems to be sometimes tedious in standard SL, so this should help you with doing your 1099 updates, especially with year end and the new year coming. So any questions so far on any of those three products before I go into a couple other of the Plumline products? I don't see any in the chat window just yet, so we're going to keep moving on. We have one of the other products we're going to show you today, and this is one of my favorite products. It's called Quick Find. So Quick Find is sold in two packages for Dynamics SL. You can get what we call the Core 4, which is your AP, AR, GL, and Project Controller modules. Those 4 searches come in a package. And then you just have Quick Find in general, which gets you all the searches. Now, what do I mean by searches? What we've done is we've created this search grid with most of the fields that relate that you would be looking up information for in the specific module that you are choosing. So I chose AR. Now I find this useful, is if I know the actual reference number, I could go in there and I could type in the actual reference number and drill down to it, and then actually, I'm gonna drill down here. And then you can actually click on the line and hit application and see if anything has been applied to that transaction. But another thing that's really nice is this color grid below, okay? So you can say, give me a customer with the, I think it's phone $shift, and it lights it up in purple with the original amount over shift greater than $50 and hit find. And then it went out and found anything with the customer name that contained the word phone in it greater than $50, okay? So you can light this grid up like a rainbow. If you are looking for specific information, you can then drill down to the specific document from this grid, which makes it nice because you don't have to jump out, go into the actual module and, you know, go into the screen and find what we've just brought up for you. But another really nice thing about this is you can export whatever you have loaded into this grid into an Excel spreadsheet with a pivot table, or just a standard Excel spreadsheet. So if you're looking for specific information, you have to provide it back to somebody for review or to manipulate things like that, you could export it and provide it to them in an Excel spreadsheet or a pivot table. The pivot table functionality is an AP, AR, GL, and project controller. The other modules, inventory, inventory, purchase order, sales order, those don't have the export to pivot table option, okay? So I'm just going to open some of the other modules so that you can see that each search module is specific to the to where you are, whether you're an AP, AR, GL, and such. So you can see this is specific to AP and it has the fields you would like to look up, but it also, the rainbow search grid is the same in all. Okay, and that is our quick find module. I'm just going to open one more here so you can see the general ledger. Does it require its own Outlook account? If you're talking about Audit Trail, does it require its own Outlook account? I don't believe it does. Seth, can you chime in here? And on Audit Trail, sorry, I just switched over to look at questions. Audit Trail doesn't require its own Outlook account, does it?
So not necessarily. What I find a lot of clients do is set up a kind of default account for the Audit Trail. That way, that is kind of the from address that the emails would come from. So they use more of a generic email Outlook account for that.
Okay, thank you. And then it says, what is the difference between quick find module and quick query? So quick queries, you have to build a quick query and you're querying, it's like running that specific report over and over. What quick find is you're just looking for specific one-time data. Each of your searches will be different. You're just today I'm going in to look to see if this specific invoice was paid, or if I can find, I'm looking for invoices, I'm looking for something in the amount of $1,500 that one of my customers paid. Quick find is simple one-time searches that you don't really have to build. You're just entering the data, you're hitting find, and you're getting the results. Quick query is more of building a actual query and running it over and over again, that same query over and over again. Most likely in quick find, you're not running the same search over and over. It's just supposed to be an easier way to find information in the system. Rosemary, did that answer your question? If not, just update your question and I will try harder. Okay, you're welcome. So with that, I'm going to move on to there was one other product I wanted to show you guys today, and it was our prepaid processor. I like to show people this product at the end of the year because It's something that could help you next year. It's a fairly inexpensive product, and it gives you the ability to set your prepaids up in a module in SL, because most people are tracking their prepaids on a spreadsheet and then manually uploading or manually entering your journal entries, probably monthly, for your prepayments. What this allows you to do is either from the prepaid screen or from the actual voucher screen, it allows you to create a prepaid. I'm going to generate the screen here for you. It allows you to give it a code. So we're going to say use our SL 2017 maintenance, okay? So we got the SL 2017 maintenance plan in. We could generate this from the actual voucher, where it would put in the AP reference number, the vendor, the actual amount that came in on the voucher. And then you can come down here and you can say, okay, I want my debits for, I want this to be broken up by amount or percentage for my debits. And you have amount or percentage for your credits. You can break the transaction up over multiple companies and account sub-accounts. You can choose to how much you want to be designated to each of those. And then you're able to save this. And when you run the prepaid process, which happens in this little screen, you can come in here and run your prepaid process once a month if you'd like. You can run it multiple times. It won't rerun a prepaid, but it will go out. It'll look for all the prepaids due that period, run it, and book it to your general ledger for you. So instead of tracking your prepaids on a spreadsheet and manually entering them, you could easily bring it in to the prepaids processor module, and then only have to, once you get the voucher and set it up, only have to come in here and run your prepaids, and you don't have to remember all the different things that you would be tracking on those spreadsheets. So this is a very handy tool. I believe it's less than $500 and a one-time, and then all of our products have an 18% maintenance annually. With that, those were the products I had slotted to show you guys today. If you see, and again, we have over 125 add-on modules for Dynamics SL. We have big modules like fixed assets and loan management, and then smaller utilities like prepaids or GL Mover or AP import and AR collections, things like that. You can find all of our products at plumlineconsulting.com under the SL products catalog, as well as you could always reach out to your SIS consultant who could provide you a listing of all the products and functionalities, things like that. If there's anything you saw today that you liked and wanted to learn more about or get pricing on, you just reach out to, again, your SIS team and they'll help you. So with that, are there any other questions I can answer? I do see one other question about the audit trail. The audit trail, again, is sold in tiers. So it's based on your user count. It's like 0 to 10, 11 to 25, things of that nature. So you have to purchase based on your SL user count. Any other questions? Well, that looks good for today, everybody. I think I answered all the previous questions in the grid. So please let us know if there's anything else you wanted to hear about or see. And then I'm turning it back over to you guys, the SIS team.
Well, thank you, Valerie. That was a great presentation. All those utilities are very useful. And as you mentioned, you can reach out to us, our main email. You can reach out to Debbie, dpv@sisn.com, and she can help you with specific pricing for your organization. Or you can call our number there at 888-844-6599, and that will get you to our customer support, and we can push you over to Debbie from there. So if we don't have any other questions, I want to thank everybody for attending today's webinar. And thank you again, Valerie, for your presentation. And everybody have a great day.